In today's video, I'm really excited because I'm going to be doing a bookshelf tour. I haven't done a bookshelf tour in about a year, and I actually just rearranged my bookshelves the other day. So I thought it was time and due to do a new bookshelf tour. I'm excited to take you guys through it, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So here's a full back view of my bookshelves that we can't normally see when I'm filming, but I just wanted to start with a quick breeze over of the whole setup with my plants and everything. You normally can't see both the plants either when I'm filming, but I'm really proud of my plants. I'm a plant lady, and some of those signs too are like Halloween signs, Halloween decor. Pretty much actually all the signs are Halloween decor, except for that one this one, that's not Halloween decor. Okay, so I am now going to zoom in and we can go through each shelf individually. So again, starting at the very top shelf, I just wanted to show you guys up close what this shelf looks like because you can't really ever see this one when I'm filming. So in this far corner, I have an Etsy poster of The Haunting of Hill House. So it's a poster of The Haunting of Hill House because that's my favorite book. So I have the book that is just sitting there on the end. And then another Shirley Jackson book that I found actually at a library book sale. I found The Magic of Shirley Jackson. And it's my proudest, most coolest library book sale find. And then moving in, we start to see some of the Halloween decor. So we have some cool skulls. All of my antique books, which that's a collection that I'm so proud of, my antique books. I love these books so much, you guys. Some of these are published in the 1800s. This one right here, this is an old dictionary and it's absolutely falling apart, but it's from the 1800s. I always thought it'd be fun to do a video where I show you guys the antique books up close and personal, but also I don't feel like I have good enough filming set up for that. I'm not gonna do them justice. These are just all my antique books. That's mostly just for decoration. I don't really... Even this book right here is pretty cool. It's from the 40s, but it's about antiquing. It's about how to antique, because that's something I like doing too, is going to antique stores and collecting antiques. Oh, I love it. And then on the end there, I have scary stories to tell in the dark. So all over the shelves, you'll see that I have different books faced out, and it's just about the vibes. It's about the book. It's about, I don't know, I have different reasons for everything. So I just feel so proud of my bookshelves because of all of it took me so long to collect. Okay, I think that's enough with the top shelf. Let's go ahead and move down a shelf. So down a shelf is when we start getting into all my books that I actually do read. Like I said, the books up top are my antique books. So I don't really read those. Those are just about, I collected them and now they're a beautiful feature in my home. But I'm not really sitting there and reading that dictionary from the 1800s that's falling apart. That would not be good to do. These are the books that I actually read. Starting on the end over there, I have Vengeful by B.E. Schwab. I still don't have Vicious. If anybody out there has a hardcover copy of Vicious that you would like to sell me, please let me know. I would really like to buy a copy of Vicious, but it has to be hardcover and I want it to be that red one. It's hard to find the hardcover of that. The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. That's actually my favorite Grady Hendrix book. I know that it had terrible reviews and nobody else liked the Final Girl Support Group, but it is my favorite. Next to that, The Warm Hands of Ghosts by Catherine Arden. I thought about unhauling it. I actually pulled out 2 books to unhaul and I could show that at the end, or I'll talk about it in a little bit. But I almost pulled that one out to unhaul it and then I ended up putting it back on my shelf because I don't want to get rid of it yet. And I think I rated it 4 stars. I rated it a 4, but I could probably drop it to a 3. And then at that point, I'm okay, a 3-star. I'm not going to keep that. What do I need a 3-star book for? So, okay, that's that one. The next one is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I really want to reread that one. Circe, Madeline Miller. I've always said that's one of my favorite books, but I read that one in 2018. So to be honest, I really don't know if it's a favorite anymore because it's been so long since I read it. But the first time I read it, I absolutely loved it. Next to that is The Anomaly. I read that one and it was pretty good. That's another one that might not make the cut in the future. But what I loved about it was that it was cave horror. And you don't see cave horror very often, like hardly ever. And it's a subject that I really, really like reading about. So that one will probably stay just for the trope that it focuses on. The next one is another one that I really need to reread. It's called My Murder. I remember loving it the first time I read it. And I don't know though, because I don't remember that much of it. So I feel like I need to reread it and see, is that really a favorite? Does that make the cut? And when I'm talking about like making the cut, what I mean by that is the books that make the cut are the ones that I really like and could see myself rereading one day. Next book is The God of Endings. Really, really love that one. A really cool vampire story. Next to that is The September House, one of my favorite haunted house books. So good. Next to that is Hideous Love. That is a biography of Mary Shelley. Next to that, we have some more cool decor of this really cool raven. Oh, it's so gothic. Everything I'm going for on my shelves is like gothic energy. Next to that is when we move into all of my physical TBR. So these are the books right here that I have not read before. So starting from Mary's Monster right there, that is a graphic novel, like kind of how like, gosh, Hideous Love over there, the last one we talked about, is a like story told in verse about Mary Shelley's life. This one right here, Mary's Monster, I think that's also something to do with Mary Shelley because it says love, madness, and how Mary Shelley created Frankenstein. So that one's gonna have something to do with Mary Shelley. Not quite sure what the extent is, but I know it is a graphic novel. Next to that, we have When Things Get Dark, which is a collection of short stories about Shirley Jackson. Or not about Shirley Jackson, but kind of like in the tone of Shirley Jackson's writing. Next to that, we have All's Well by Mona Awad. Still haven't read that, and I feel really embarrassed I still haven't read that because I love Mona Awad. I just literally, like, you guys, when I buy books, I swear, like, I'm interested in all of these, but when I buy a book, it's like I never want to read it. I don't know why that is. I don't know why. I will read a library book because like the deadline forces me to read it. But if I buy a book for some reason, I never read it. Okay. Next to that, we have Burial Rights and The Good People, both by Hannah Kent. I found both of those at a library book sale and was interested, had heard like good things about both of them. So I just got them. And they've made the cut. All these times when I like purge my physical TBR, these are the last few things on it that I just don't feel right about getting rid of because I feel like I'm going to like all of these. Like I have a deep feeling that I'm going to like them. So I didn't want to get rid of them. Like all the other ones that I was trying to narrow down my physical TBR because I used to have over 100 books on there. Now I only have this small little pile. I have read Slewfoot on the end, but everything from Mary's Monster to The Child Thief is unread. Okay, so in that stack right there, I won't go through every single one, but we have like a lot of classics in that pile and I need to read my classics. They just take me forever, but I will read them. I will get to them. Moving over The Glutton, Mary and the Birth of Frankenstein. I have a lot of Mary Shelley and Frankenstein style books on my shelves. A lot. Next to that is The White Road, which I know has a cave scene, so that is why that one has made the cut time and time again. Oh, My Lovely Wife, still have not read, and I'm so embarrassed. I feel like how I feel about All's Well by Mona Awad. I feel embarrassed I haven't read that because I proclaim to really love that author. So if I really love that author, why have I not read all of their books? Next to that, we have Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Still have not read Gone Girl, but refuse to get rid of it and refuse to not read it. Like I will be reading that book at some point. I will read Gone Girl one day. Okay, next to that, They Never Learn. That's another one that I refuse to get rid of without reading because I've heard so much about it and I need to just read it already. Killingly, Edenville, The Things We Do to Our Friends, and The Child Thief by Brom. All of those, need to read them. Slewfoot on the end. Right next to Slewfoot, I have this antique, what do you call that, lantern? Moving down a shelf. We're going right here. On the end here, I have this poster that's, well, not a poster, it's like this wooden sign, and it says Witch's House Rules. No broomstick riding inside. If you open a portal, please close it. Below that, I have another little set of antique books. They're so beautiful. I love the colors. Like modern books do not look like this. They're just so beautiful and understated. Like this is so cottagecore. Like this is cottagecore, okay? This one too. I got the jar, like the spell jar at, once again, Michael's or Marshall's. No, Michael's, sorry. I got that at Michael's, and then inside it from the Dollar Tree, I got all these like skull and bones, and then this lights up. Okay, so I have the little like switch right behind it. I hardly ever light this up. Like I never light it up. I never turn it on. But I'll leave it on for the rest of this video. So those pumpkins in there light up, and I made that from the Dollar Tree. Well, this wasn't, but the rest of it was. Okay, moving over, we have the rest of the books that I actually read. So let's go through them a little bit. Death in Her Hands by 𝚲𝚃 𝚲𝚃. I love that book. I love that book. Not Good for Maidens. That's another one I need to reread. It has the most stunning cover you'll ever see in your whole life. Like, is that not beautiful? Like, that is the most beautiful cover I think I have ever seen in my entire life. I'm not even kidding with you. And that book was a favorite, but I read it in like 2022 or something. Yeah, it's been years since I read that book, so I don't even remember if it's as good as I think it is. I need to reread it. Nettle and Bone, love. Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke, love. The Writing Retreat, love. What Kind of Mother, and Ghost Eaters. I love Clay McLeod Chapman, and I have like all of his books, I think. Yeah, except for the newest one. I know he just released a book. But I love Ghost Eaters so much. I've already read it again, but I would love to read it again. It's so good. Okay, so then we get to my favorite piece of decor, this gothic head or bust woman. I got that at Michael's again, yeah. And just behind her, actually, I have an antique book. So this is an old math book. I literally should show you guys what it looks like inside. So I just thought it was so funny when I was flipping through this, looking at the font. Like this font looks so like old. Like, I don't even know what font that is, but it looks like an old typewriter or something, and it's cool. So, yeah. Oh my god. What is this? I literally don't even know what this is. Oh, it's a chart. It's a chart of, like, money. It's supposed to come out. So I didn't do anything wrong, I don't think. I don't know. It was folded and set in there. I didn't even know that. Okay, moving in. Sundial by Catriona Ward. I really love that one. Theme music is another favorite. Kiss Her Once, for me, this is like the only romance on my shelf, except for Jane, if you count Jane Austen books as romance. But this is like the only other romance book on my whole entire shelf, I'm pretty sure. But I love this book. Oh, it's such a good, like, Christmassy love story, and I really like that one a lot. Bandit Queens is another favorite. He started it. This is so controversial that I like this one. Like, the ending of it is so abrupt. Like, the ending is like, what even just happened? It makes me think I need to reread this, because I remember thinking, I was like so tickled that it just ended like that. Like, she did that, you know? Like, she gave us an ending that she knew people were not gonna like. But so I respected that. So now I feel like I need to reread it. Moving over, we have The Return by Rachel Harrison, Mirrorland by Carol Johnstone, My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. It drives me nuts the like style this book is in. Like, it doesn't have a real cover. I like my things a certain way, and this book is different than the rest. So it drives me nuts that this one's different than the rest. Okay, Disappearance at Devil's Rock, The London Seance Society, Hide. You guys, I rated this book 5 stars. If you guys know anything about this book, you know everybody and their mother hated this book, okay? I rated this book 5 stars, okay? Tell me I'm wrong. This book is a 5-star. I loved it, okay? But again, I need to reread it. I need to reread it because I'm not confident. I thought it was a 5-star. Once again, okay, like I just talked about with He Started It, how I was like tickled that she ended it the way she ended it. That is how I felt about this. I was so tickled by the way that she ended that book that I was like, she gets a 5-star. I don't even care. She had guts. She went for it. Moving on. Mother, Daughter, Murder Night. I like that one. And my favorite series. This is like also like some of the only fantasy that you're going to see really on my shelves. Well, no, there's some fantasy, but it's in my YA days. Okay. And this is... So we'll get there, but for the most part, this is the only fantasy that you will see on my shelves, is the Bear and the Nightingale trilogy. I'm so proud of my annotations of these because everyone matches the cover. Love that series so much. And that's why, like, up here, I refuse to get rid of yet The Warm Hands of Ghosts, because that's the same author who wrote the Bear and the Nightingale series, and I just can't. I love that series so much. I can't get rid of any of her works yet. Not yet. In the future, maybe. Because I wasn't blown away by The Warm Hands of Ghosts. I was by this series. Absolutely. Okay. Coming over, we have some more decor. This really cool and creepy like cloche thing. Like the books look really cool. I feel like you can't see the books enough. Like, but it's basically this skull with butterflies. It has a spider on it. And turn it. Yeah. I think that thing is really cool. Got that at like Michael's or something. This is an old like whiskey jug or whatever. I don't know. I got that in an antique store. This is literally a magazine, but it's so cool. It's the Traveler's Guide to Cursed Creepy Destinations. Like, it has all of these haunted places in there that look so cool, like real places you can go to. I literally got that at like the grocery store, but I thought it was so cool. And so I had to put it on my shelf because it matches the vibes. Moving over, we have a book that I really love, my favorite book that I read last year, and that is A Good House for Children by Kate Collins. We have some more cool decor. I have my Eras Tour poster that I got from going to the movie. Sorry, you guys, I love Taylor Swift. I'm listening to Taylor Swift right now as we're talking. She is like one of my hobbies is her music. So her music is one of my hobbies. I love Taylor Swift. Okay, moving down to the next shelf. Okay, another little poster thingy. No, not poster. Like, I got that from Marshall's, I think. That cat, black glittery cat in a glittery jack-o'-lantern teacup. Like, that's so cute. I'm sorry, that's so cute. I have 2 black cats. Neither of them are in here right now, but I have 2 black cats, so that spoke to me. Oh, this is like my favorite piece of decor. This little old typewriter with Edgar Allan Poe written in it. Like, that's so cute. The only bad part is these gosh darn letters just come off. Like, the other day I had to super glue like 4 or 5 of the letters because they were coming off. Like, that's cheap. This was from, keep saying it, Michael's, yeah. Our Hideous Progeny is like a gothic Victorian era Frankenstein-esque beautiful novel that I love so much. Like, the more that I look at that one, the more I love it. Like, that my love for this one just continues to grow over time. Next over, we have Bunny. Oh my god, you guys, I was like, oh, so like I said, I just rearranged these shelves. Like, just got done like 2 days ago. And when I was going through them, the only thing that was wrong with them was that I could not find a place to face out Bunny. Like, there was no room. I literally had no room. I would have had a different book. Like, I could probably put A Good House for Children in and put Bunny out there. But Bunny's had its moment. Bunny's been faced out for a long time, and that one hasn't gotten its moment yet. So, but I was like so crushed I could not face out Bunny. Like, it felt like it was sacrilege to have Bunny just faced in. Okay, next to that, we have another favorite, Mary by Nat Cassidy, Nestlings Bloom, How Can I Help You by Loa Sims, love that one. Rouge by Mona Awad, another one I really want to reread because I think Rouge will just get better over time. I think I need to reread it and then I'll just start enjoying it more because the first time I read it, I did like it, but I didn't rate it a 5-star. I rated it a 4-star. Moving over, I actually got these boxes right here from the Dollar Tree. So look at your Dollar Trees. I got another thing from the Dollar Tree. That sign back there called Apothecary Shop, that was from the Dollar Tree as well. Your Dollar Trees actually have some cool stuff. That cool little like dark academia little raven guy, so cute. The Graveyard Book, Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead, Follow Me to Ground, A Haunting on the Hill. The next 2 I did not love. Okay, I did not love these books, but they have made the cut to remain on my shelves for now. For now, they are remaining because this is like a sequel to my all-time favorite book, The Haunting of Hill House. That's a sequel, so I can't get rid of it. Even if I didn't love it, I'm sorry, I can't get rid of it. I had to rate it a 3 because of its legacy. I had to give it a 3, even though it probably could have gotten like a 2 or less. So A Haunting on the Hill, have to stay for now. Looking Glass Sound by Katrin Ward. I really love her as an author, and this one didn't blow me away. And you know what? Okay, so who else I also love as an author is Rachel Harrison because of my favorite over here, Cackle, and because my favorite up here, The Return. I just recently pulled off of my shelf Such Sharp Teeth and Black Sheep because I don't think I want them anymore because they just don't make the cut. Like, I didn't like them enough, and I don't feel like I would ever reread them, especially Such Sharp Teeth. Like, I really did not like Such Sharp Teeth. I think I rated it a 3, but I could definitely lower that to a 2 or less. But for some reason, my Rachel Harrison books got like the cut, you know, like I can't just keep them exclusively because I love Rachel Harrison anymore. Like, I can't justify it. And Catriona Ward, I'm can still justify keeping Looking Glass Sound even though I didn't love it. I think I rated it a 2 or a 3. But I can't get rid of it yet because I still love Catching on a Word too much. Like, you guys, I love this book up here called Sundial. Like, I love that one so much. I feel like it gets a lot of hate. Like, I feel like most people that I've heard mention this didn't like it for some reason. I don't know why. Like, don't ask me why. I think it's amazing. But I think a lot of other people don't like that one. But I gotta keep it because I love that one so much. And also, what's this one? The Last House on Needless Street. That one was really good too. I need to reread that one. Like, I don't remember it enough. Okay, so keeping these two for now, even though in the future they may not make the cut, but for now they do. Next is Ninth House. I kind of thought about getting rid of Ninth House. I did get rid of, what's it called? The sequel, 𝚆𝙲𝚃. I got rid of 𝚆𝙲𝚃 recently. I still don't want to get rid of Ninth House because I liked it. Oh, this next one is really cool. I Am Not Your Final Girl, The Night She Fought Back. And it looks like a VHS, or yeah, it looks like a VHS tape. Be Kind, Rewind. Like, it has like tape on it. Like, it's so cool. This book is so cool. It's a book of poems about different horror movies. It's full of different horror movies and they're all like poetry about it. So I like that one. Moving over here, I have a lot of classics again, so I won't go through everything, but these are some of my favorite books right here. The House in the Dark of the Woods. I actually have 2 copies of that one because I love it so much. It's so good. You guys should read that book. What else? Frankenstein, love. Jane Austen, most of my Jane Austen books. Episode 13, love. Okay, moving over. I would love to collect all of Lisa Jewell's books. I just love her as an author. She's definitely my favorite thriller author. So the only ones I have from her right now is Invisible Girl and The Family Upstairs. But I would genuinely have every single Lisa Jewell thriller on my shelf because I think they're all that good. Next to that, The Starless Sea. Another one of my favorites, one I would really like to reread. Last House on Needless Street, another Samantha Downing. This one drives me nuts because I bought it on Pango and it was like bent. Like right here, there's a bend. I'm sorry I'm pointing this out, but it drives me nuts. So Cackle, a favorite. I love it. I want to reread it. I love it. Okay. The Remaking by Clay McCloy Chapman. Delicate Condition. That's one that might not make the cut in the future. I bought this I bought it brand new at Barnes & Noble's, but it was on sale for half off. And I had read it and I liked it. I thought I rated it 5 stars. But I need to reread it because is it really a 5-star? I don't know. I just don't have that many like memories of it. So that might not make the cut in the future or I need to reread it. Right here I have like all of, well, not all, but a lot of my children's horror books. So I just got this set of R.L. Stine Fear Street books, you guys, and I want to do a vlog on these. I want to do a reading vlog where I read all of these like different Fear Street books because I just think that's so fun. Like, I love children's horror and I would love to do that type of video. Yeah, so that's like all my vintage children's horror. This old copy of Frankenstein that I just think is so cool. Like I said, I got a lot of Frankenstein stuff on my shelves because I really like Frankenstein. The Honeys. Oh, this book, you guys, is called Jane Unlimited. I got that from the Dollar Tree like 5 years ago and I still have such fond memories of this. Kristen Kishore wrote one of my favorite YA series, the Graceland series right here. And so that's why I bought this one day when I've seen it at the Dollar Tree, this Jane Unlimited. And I loved it, okay? Like, I remember loving it so much. I haven't read it in so many years, so please don't quote me on it because maybe it's not as good as I remember. And it's YA, so it might not hit me as much as it did in the past, but I really liked it, okay? Hood Feminism, really love this book, 5 stars, and need to reread it. The Witches Are Coming, another feminist book that I really loved and really want to reread. Like, reread these and annotate these. Alice, The Girl in Red, really love those. Right here is the Wayward Children series by Shauna McGuire. I need to get the rest of them, but I've been slowly collecting these. Like, these are all from different places. I've been slowly collecting these over time. Like, every time I go to a library book sale and find one, I grab it and scoop it up. Some of my more decor back there, just these 2 like skull thingies, fake plants, cute. Oh, this cute little bookmark right here. I got this in like a book subscription box and I just keep it on my shelf. Like this girl with, it's like Marie Antoinette, but with books, kind of. And she's like modern era. Like, I just think that's cute. So I just keep that right there on my bookshelf. Okay, moving down to the very bottom shelf. So on the end here, I have some tarot cards on this shelf. So on the end, I have the Herb Crafter's Tarot, which is a deck I think is really cool. I have my little collection of nonfiction books. I don't have that many nonfiction books. I think this is every nonfiction book that I have on my shelf. Later, I'll probably find one and be like, no, it's not. But I think it is. I don't have that many of them. And I like reading nonfiction. I want to collect more of it. Over here, I have some more tarot cards, the Good Tarot. And this is my favorite tarot deck. the Everyday Witch tarot. I'm not super into tarot at this point. I went through a phase where I was super into tarot, you guys, and this was like my original starter deck. I just keep it with a little hair tie around it. And I went through this deck and I wrote like on every single card. I used this deck as a way to learn tarot. So I had written on every single card, like the meanings and the opposite meanings of them. And yeah, that is my little tarot card collection. I'm not, like I said, I'm not super into tarot at this point. At one point I was though. So I just keep them on my bookshelf. Moving over, the Monstermologist. Oh, you guys. Okay, so I bought this and it's like, every time I see it, it kind of grosses me out because this is one of my favorite YA books from back in the day. Like when I was a teen, I read this and I loved it. And it's another like Frankenstein-esque book and it's so like underrated. Like I think people nowadays should read this or it should be like re-released. And I think this book could be really popular. But I bought it used at a Goodwill and it's not in good condition. So what I really want to do is paint the cover and I'd be interested if you guys would want to see that. Like I did that with some other books, these ones right here. I painted all the covers because they were really dirty. They were all ex-library editions. And this one right here is an ex-library edition. And there's nothing wrong with ex-library editions. I go to library book sales all the time. But sometimes they can get really dirty and like grungy. They can get really dirty. And this book, basically what I'm trying to say is this book is really dirty and I want to clean it up. And I'd be interested in, if you guys were interested in the process of me cleaning it up, if you want to see that. I don't know if that would be interesting to see. Basically what I would be doing is like painting the covers and I don't know, probably just painting the covers. I might get some stuff for the inside. Like I just make it look spruced up a little bit. I try to clean it up because it's dirty and it bothers me when stuff is dirty. Moving over is like all my YA books. Like that's the YA book. The rest of these is like all my YA books. I keep them on the bottom shelf, but I still love them so much from back in the day back in the day, I was into the fantasy. Okay. That's what I read. But nowadays it's like, I can't read that anymore. I'm so over it. I like burnt out in my teen years with all the fantasy. And now I just can't read it anymore. But I love the Graceling series. I love A Great and Terrible Beauty series. Like I can see where all this gothic love is like, it goes back farther and farther. Like Monstermologist is kind of gothic. Great, Terrible, and Beauty is very gothic, like very Victorian era, or like Pride and Prejudice almost. Like I can see where this love is coming from. It started at a young age. Moving over, we have the Raven Boys series. Oh, I love the Raven Boys, you guys. You guys love the Raven Boys. That's another one I need to read. But I have the most fondest in the world memories of this series. Like the most fondest in the whole world. Like when I think about it, it makes me want to cry. And I don't even remember why. I just remember I love it so much, but I don't remember why. And I need to reread it. This thing right here is an antique. It's so creepy. It's sugar. It is a sugar holder. So like if any of you guys have read the Shirley Jackson book, We Have Always Lived in the Castle, you know that like a sugar scene plays out in that book. And it has this old like, can my phone show it? This old like crystallized porcelain. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I love that like crackling that old porcelain gets. Okay, moving over, I have a little collection of bookmarks here. I keep my I have a whole stack of bookmarks in the other room too, but I keep some on my shelf because who knows if I might want a bookmark over here, you know? Like I might need one. But I always keep this nonfiction one on top because I like nonfiction. I should put it down here. Put it down here with my nonfiction books. It's like a label. And moving over here, we have, okay, so Laini Taylor was always my favorite YA author. She was the queen of fantasy, okay? And she still is. I don't care what you say about Sarah J. Maas. Laini Taylor is the queen of YA fantasy because Daughter of Smoke and Bone is a true, beautiful classic. And I love her and I will always love her and I will never get rid of her. And the only reason this series has stayed around is because how much this series meant to me. Like the Karou, the main character of the series, she was like, I loved her. I wanted to be Karou so bad. Okay, I wanted to be her. Like, I love her. I literally dyed my hair blue because she had blue hair. Like, I loved her. So these stay because these stay and will always stay. I don't care. This is my nostalgic corner. Everything in the nostalgic corner gets a free pass every single time. The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. I love the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, but I only have like the third and the second book. I need the first and the last book. And that drives me crazy that I have a series that I don't have all the books of. Like, give the rest of the books. And then on top of that, there's my other nonfiction book called Wintering. And actually, I'm going to move that. That needs to live down here. Like that needs to go between Quit and the Herb Crafter's Tarot. So I'll do that later. Next to that, we have my collection of Goosebumps books. And then a little bit more of my children's horror. So these aren't all, like these are some other children's horror books. I just couldn't fit them all up there. But yeah, that's most of my Goosebumps books. And then I have a little collection here of graphic novels. So Paper Girls was one I really loved. Need to reread it because also don't like super remember. I just have really fond memories of it, but I don't remember why I loved it. Some Buffy ones. These are Labyrinth, like the 80s movie Labyrinth, like my favorite movie of all time. Also Coraline though. Labyrinth and Coraline. But yeah, favorite movie of all time. So that's why I have these graphic novels. And over here I have some old Agatha Christie books. There's something else back there. An acorn. That's a candle. An acorn candle. You can't see it at all because of this Agatha Christie book in the way. Maybe I need to... Wait. I'm rearranging my bookshelf on camera live for you guys. Okay. Yeah, that looks better. Like something like that. Because we don't need to see both Agatha Christie's. They're both her name. Like, this is a mirror for when I'm filming. Like, if I ever wear lipstick, I have this little mirror here so I can check if I have lipstick on my teeth. And here are the plants again. I used to have a huge plant. If you guys remember back in the day, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you might remember I had a huge plant that was right here. Well, I cut that plant all the way back. Like, it is so small right now. I'll actually show you guys. Okay, this is what that plant is currently looking like. I completely cut it back and I am rooting it. If I pulled it up right now, I don't want to because it'd be dripping wet, but it would be full of roots. So yeah, I will replant that one. I just wanted to start over with it because it had completely gotten out of control. So that is all of the books to show you guys. That is the entire bookshelf tour and every single piece of decor that's on it. I got to show you guys and talk about. So thank you for letting me talk about this stuff because it's fun. It's fun to show it. It's fun to show it off. And like, some of the stuff I've collected, I'm really proud of. That is everything on my bookshelves. I hope you guys liked seeing it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have anything else to talk to me about, leave me a comment down below. But other than that, I will talk to you guys in the next video.